problem with this move?
I think it's a typical Colt move. I mean, here's a team that needed a franchise quarterback. There were two out there. They have a chance at two. They don't take it. They end up coming back into the picture to get Trent Dilfer. They take an outside linebacker, not even a true outside linebacker. Somebody has to learn coverage in Trev Alberts. They have Coriat, they have Harad. They do have a hole that developed with the release of Dwayne Bickett. But to pass up a Trent Dilfer when all you have is Jim Harbaugh, give me a break. That's why the Colts are picking second every year in the draft, not battling for the Super Bowl like other clubs in the National Football League.
Who in the hell is Mel Kiper? My neighbor has more credentials than Mel Kiper, and my neighbor's supposed.
What do you want to cover first, our players?
Well, good afternoon, everybody. What's going on? Game Time Brian, otherwise known as the Mailman. Managerial mailman these days. Yes, day off today. Got a haircut. We got a haircut. We just spent an hour and 10 minutes at the gym. Now we're heading home to get some stuff done. But we got news. We got news. First and foremost, we're going to touch on Cowboys. We sit here less than 30 days to the draft. Can't wait. But I have this feeling, right? I have this feeling that Dallas Cowboys are going to try and address their needs in the draft, which I could respect, right? I can. Sometimes the obvious is staring you in the face. Sometimes you just got to take the best players on the board, even at a position that you don't need. This is where they start getting cute. Cowboys can get cute and mess this thing all up. And I don't just mean in round one. Normally when we have a high round pick, not since Mo Claiborne have we screwed up a high round pick. But when we start getting cute, especially after round one, going for need, I get it. If it's close, you go for need. I'm not arguing that. But getting cute. Shout out to Jahdae Barron, University of Texas. All the draft heads, all the online YouTube scouts who watch film are saying he's the number one guy. I agree. These same guys say Dallas is out on Jahdae Barron because he's a smaller guy. He doesn't have long arms. Again, this falls into that category of being too cute, all right? We're hearing that Will Johnson is not going to run. Ultra Cowboy, all due respect, my brother. If he's not injured and he don't run, I ain't taking him at 12. Bottom line, I don't. That's just me. If he's not injured and he chooses not to run, there ain't no way in hell I'm drafting him at 12. Not happening. But Jahdae Barron says, yo, I am DB1 in this draft. And I love the confidence in the man. More importantly, I love the player. So, to me, Jahdae Barron should be, if all else fails, should be in the minds of people at 12. I'm not saying that's the optimal position necessarily, but Jahdae Barron is the best corner in this draft. He is. So, we're going to see what exactly they do. And we'll know in less than 30 days. We will be having a live stream again tonight. That seems to be what everybody wants. Maybe we'll do some mock drafts. I don't know. Maybe the Giants will sign another quarterback. Who knows? But moving on, let me touch on something for the Eagles. My Eagles people. There's a player that's dropping right into your lap. Now, I guess there's a rule where you can't talk about what happened. I assume it'll be released on draft day. And I know Eagles have an issue with Tennessee volunteer edge rushers, right? I see that may be a bit of a blind spot You had Derek Barnett. I think, was that Texas or was that Tennessee? I thought that was Tennessee. Put it in the comments. I could be wrong, but I thought that was Tennessee. But I'll say, have no fear. If James Pierce drops to you, at number 32, please take him. Please take James Pierce. Don't let these people. Now, I don't know exactly what is out there. I think the Eagles have the type of organization that could mentor a guy like a James Pierce. He is an absolute stud. He's a top 10 talent, and I can't believe it, but he's going to drop to the Eagles. Along with Mike Green out of Marshall. Mike Green will go ahead of James Pierce Jr. He will. Mike Green will go. And Dallas won't take Mike Green. To me, he would be on the board. He would be in the conversation as well, but they won't take him. Why? Because he's a great pass rusher that has short arms. Again, it is what it is, man. This goes back to the T.J. Watt BS, right? That he don't fit our scheme. He's still sacking people. So, I worry because, Jeffrey Lurie, basically, along with most of the other NFL owners, Jeffrey Lurie told Brian Broaddus, who was working at for the Eagles at the time, to take Randy Moss off of the board. Yeah, please take Randy Moss off the board. We don't want a guy like Randy Moss. Look how that worked out. Now, I don't know what's going on with James Pierce Jr., but if he drops to 32, come on now. Do not let this man slip by your fingers. That would be a gas mask situation. Now, supposedly there's something really serious that happened in his background, a character flaw. I don't know if he's got 3 DUIs. I don't know. But again, this is NFL football. You're not going to have a whole room full of choir boys. So, I think you use that as an opportunity. But let me know, Eagle fans, what you think. Because I have a feeling he's going to be sitting there right for you, and I think that would be perfect. I know they're talking D-line, but if you can get an impact player like a James Pierce, I don't know how you could pass up on it. Moving along. Last night we were talking about backup quarterback. And we got some people say, I don't want to draft a backup quarterback high. Again, those are the same people that are assuming that whatever we do is going to work in the second round and in the third round. Those are the same people. I know Randy doesn't want us to take one before, I think, round 5. To me, I'm taking one in the third round. Okay? And I would like to trade down. But again, it's not my fault that my football team has not addressed all their needs. They should have been more aggressive in free agency and overpay so you could then sit there and take the best players as they pop up. But this is the new philosophy. They've done more this year, meaning the Cowboys. They have. But, again, when we do these mock drafts, even the last one I did as far as on the live stream, not the one that I picked for every team, these players are going to go higher than you may think. They are. There's a guy that I would love to have, Will Howard, out of Ohio State. Will Howard from Kansas State, who transferred to Ohio State. Will Howard freaking killed it at his pro day. Will Howard's not going to be around in round 3. I was watching the draft show on DallasCowboys.com. Some of the guys have Will Howard, Voch Lombardi being one of them, so if you like what Voch is doing, Will Howard, he likes better than Bo Nix. And you see what Bo Nix did. Bo Nix took his Denver Broncos to a playoff. Did he win a playoff? Put it in the comments. I'm not sure. I think he won a playoff. But if he didn't, let me know. Let me know either way. Leave in the comments. Did Bo Nix win a playoff game last year? I think they did. But let me know. Will Howard has a higher ceiling per some of these draft expert film watchers. I'm not saying they're not. than Bo Nix. They have him high. Well, lo and behold, he's killed it at his pro day. Now the Pittsburgh Steelers have entered. They are meeting with Will Howard. If they want Will Howard, they better take him with their first round pick. They just better. They better take him in round 1. And looking at the tape and the people I trust, Will Howard is that dude. Now, again, I was talking about Ewers out of Texas, and a lot of my Texas people were down on him. Again, you can't take somebody's talent and say, why didn't it work here or why didn't it work there? We've seen time and time again where a college player doesn't necessarily do great in college, comes to the pros and is elite. I mean, look at Jerry Rice at a small school. Look at Larry Allen, Sonoma State. Again, there's a lot of the guys. Now, Ewers was the number 1 prospect in all of high school football. And if he's there in the 3rd round, which I don't think he will be, because Dak Prescott is not long based on his leg injuries. His hamstring, I believe, is in the same leg as his ankle. What made Dak special was his mobility, escaping the pocket, extending the play, and killing you downfield. I'm excited about Dallas bringing back the long drag routes, which helps out with a mobile quarterback who has a strong arm, who could roll out. But we need to find a backup quarterback, or all is for naught. Because is it a matter of if or when, if Dak gets hurt? I hope not. But we have no backup. Cooper Rush is gone. Trey Lance is still out there. Nobody's signed him. And they're working out Ewers. They talked to Jackson Dart. Well, if you want either one of those guys, you got to use a 2nd-round draft pick. Now, I like Riley Leonard, but Riley Leonard is a notch above both of these guys talent-wise. Does that mean he can't play in the NFL? No, it does not. I'll take a shot on Riley Leonard. Rourke from Indiana, who I hear is even worse of an arm. I like Rourke out of Indiana. He played all last year with a torn ACL, for F's sake. I even like the Syracuse quarterback. Put his name in the comments. He was a transfer. So, it set records this year in Syracuse. I can't think of his name. Put it in the comments. So, Will Howard, as much as I would love him, loyal Cowboy, Ohio State, I love a lot of their players. A lot. We ain't getting Will Howard. He's going to be gone. So, I'm still fearful that my team is going to overthink it. If Gentry's there, you take him. I think the Jets may take a quarterback at 7. I think Pittsburgh may take a quarterback with their pick. So, if Gentry's gone, I'm talking to Seattle. And I'm going to put this out there. If Ted McMillan is on the clock at 12, I'm calling Seattle and saying, you want the pick? 18-52 gets it done. Maybe 18-50. I might push for 50. And then fall back as 52. Because Seattle has 50 and 52 in the 2nd round. They need a wide receiver. I'm willing to go away from Ted McMillan, is how scared I am of him. Because I am okay with Matthew Golden or Emeka Egbuka. Either one of those, give me in the 1st round. If not, give me one of the guards that drop. Or give me one of the stud defensive tackles. That's where my head is at, people. That's where my head is at. We are seeing Dallas scouts at pro days. Keep an eye on the Dallas day. Okay? Dallas is meeting with a lot of guys. That doesn't mean they're draftable guys. A lot of these guys that they're meeting are going to be free agents. Like James, the linebacker out of Florida. They met him. He played all special teams. He's a downhill linebacker who very, very, very athletic, but is not very big. 6'1", 226. I think it's Shamar James. You can make him into a will linebacker, but more importantly, special teams. This is what you could do, and Dallas does their best work with their undrafted free agents. They do, but we cannot overlook second round, third round, and all 3 of our 5th round picks. They need to hit. We need 3 starters in 1, 2, and 3. So guess what? That takes us out of the quarterback market for all intents and purposes as a backup. You can't tell me that we're going to draft a 5th round back. We can't confidently say we're going to draft a 5th round quarterback and he's going to come in and guaranteed be the backup. We can't say that for sure. We can't. So, I don't know. It's a little overwhelming to think that Dallas... Where are you going? Where are you going? Slow down, bruh. Punks. Young punks. Anyway, it's overcast. Looks like it's going to rain. But yeah, let me know what you think. What round would you be comfortable drafting a backup quarterback? You want Riley Leonard? You have to use one of your 5th round picks, probably your 1st. Hopefully he's there. But if Gentry's gone, I'm trying to trade down. Get another 3rd round pick. Use that for my backup quarterback. Or after the draft, you're going to have to pick somebody up. Joe Flacco, 40-year-old Joe Flacco. To me, I hate that. Because usually when your quarterback goes down, you want to catch lightning in a bottle with a young guy. That's where I sit. Let me know where you sit. Because I'm okay with picking up Ewers. I'm okay with picking up Riley Leonard or Rourke or the Syracuse quarterback whose name keeps slipping me. But, you know, Howard's going to be gone. Jackson Dart's going to be gone. Obviously, Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward. And speaking of Cam Ward, Tennessee is already flip-flopping. Tennessee sits in the number 1 seat. If they're flip-flopping, then they're not taking them. Giants, you want them? Go get them. So you don't have to deal with the headache that is Shedeur Sanders. Not that he's a headache. The whole Sanders... your perceived baggage, which I don't know that there's baggage. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Is there baggage with Sanders? I would say, I think he's a talented kid. I really would. But either way, let me know, because the Titans are flip-flopping. Every time I see something, the Titans are flip-flopping. So if they're they have no reason to flip-flop. They can come out today and say, we love them. That's what they should be saying. If they want somebody to give you something of worth before the quarterback, they would say, we love them. But anyway, that's it. I'm home. I got shit to do. Let me know what you think. I'll talk to everybody tonight. You might see something from me today, but probably not. I got a lot to do around the house. 8:30 tonight. That sounds like a good time. I'll see everybody there. I'll make it a channel member, and we'll hit it. If anybody needs to... there's a lot of people saying that they can't find the link. Every video, every live stream, I'm going to put the channel link in it. I'm going to try and put the channel link in the comments section, if I can, of this video. But if not, it'll be on there tonight. It'll be pinned at the top at the start of the live stream. All right? And a lot of people want to be a part of these Zoom calls. So remember, there's 2 levels. GTB crew, that's the lower version. Okay? And then you have the Zoom crew, Mailheads. That's the one you want. $4.99 a month. That gets you the Zoom link for all the Zoom calls. All right? All right, game time is out. I'll talk to you tonight. Late.